All right. Here we go. Justin. So
Yeah,
bullet points today. Bullet points. We're gonna recap a little on yesterday because I talked about Bob, so I've got Bob for you. Um, I want to talk a little about the presentation because I did watch it. And there's some fun stuff in there, and so I wanted to get your take on that because I think this relates to you a little bit more with you being a personal trainer, and this is real. Because it hits on the collagen and it gets pretty deep there with the wrinkles and whatnot. And I'm not saying you have wrinkles, that came out wrong. But the hair and all the things. And as a personal trainer, I thought you'd have some insight.
perfect. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Let's
Does that
do it.
work? Does that work?
Yeah, I like that.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm ready.
So what we're talking about is this patch. Yes, and you missed it, so say
Yeah.
it now. Go ahead. What happened? What'd you do? What'd you do?
Oh, yeah, I actually ran a little late today on putting it on. However, it is officially on the back of my neck here.
You
And
too.
just
You too.
later's better than never. There we go. Yeah, just really made it my daily routine, made it a habit, and take it
You
off now.
you
I
said
guess I
moved
put.
it. Moved it from where?
Oh, did I say move it?
Did you say move it
No,
or you just did
no,
it?
just did it.
You
Just put it
just
on today.
started today.
Just put it on at the
Your
time of like
first patch.
no, noon. I just put it on today.
Oh, it's noon.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's noon at noon.
I thought you were about to like scare me for a second.
Oh no,
How
no,
long have you
noon.
been wearing it since?
Well, I don't know the exact date. I have like five more of my first sleeve.
You got five more,
Something
so
like
you're
that.
like at week three, and I'm at like
Yeah,
week four because I think I went and I was all in. I was
yeah,
all in the day I couldn't rip the box open fast enough, but oh, anyway,
yeah.
okay. So we talked a little bit about Bob yesterday and how fascinating he was to me. And so I've queued up the first when he started this video, the first one I saw where we met him, his first time on the patch, and then his update from 2 nights ago when we spoke to him side
Nice,
by side. So I wanna share my screen and
nice. I'm
I want to
excited.
start there.
Excited to see this. Let's see what Bob's testimony has on this patch.
Yeah, if I can do this right. I don't want to scare people right here, but we're gonna share the screen. All right, let me get off that. So here's Bob.
Start. Okay. So
Can you
Bob,
see?
can you tell us your story?
Can you see?
Here,
Yes.
C3-4 incomplete quad. And from day one for my injury, had pain in the range of between 8 and 10, never going away. And it's considered nerve pain, but it's so intense that I've been on medication, and I can relate to some of you taking these, your 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 people taking these heavy duty painkillers. They not only wreck your whole system. I mean, they screw up the plumbing and everything else. But I was skeptical when I went up to Dawn. But she caught my ear when she was saying all these testimonies. It was like that morning I had prayed. And I says, Lord, I'm tired of this pain. I almost didn't go to the meeting because it hurt so bad. Well, then I seen her mom, and I thought, wow, if that could do that for her, and she's just a little darling, and I'm a big boy. I go 6 foot, and I'm 240, and that pain is intensified. She put that patch on. It was a wow moment. I couldn't believe. She says, give it 5, 10 minutes, half hour. Within 3 minutes, it's like someone had shut the switch off and literally took that pain completely away. I was so fired up. I says, I don't care what it costs. I says, let's get this thing going. And I was just in wow. Well, when last time I talked to you, to Dawn and Donette, I had gone to the therapist, and that was on Tuesday. And she looked at me and she says, something is different. She says, I don't know what's going on, but she says, well, what is going on? I said, why are you asking? She says, you are moving like a teenager. You were grabbing things that never could grab before. She had me stand up and I literally stood tall. I'm 6'1", to be where they're at, but she's 5'4". She looked at me and she's like, you were so bent over in the last 3 months that I didn't think I'd ever get you to stand straight up. I said, well, we got to talk. I said, I started to, and I shared with her about the patch. She was so fired up. She says she's heard about this patch, but didn't have any, to say, proof that it worked. I said, well, you got a living witness right now. But this thing not only took my pain away, I've been having a lot of trouble with my digestive system, and it's working fluently now. I haven't taken one painkiller pill
Here, I don't want to
since that Wednesday or
I don't
Tuesday that she had handed
necessarily
out.
want to
And just to be clear,
Yeah.
Bob, that was for
keep doing that. Justin, where are you? I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know
Oh,
what to say with him.
are we able to take Bob back off the screen?
I'm not ready to. I'm not ready to.
Oh, okay.
It's about to tell the story of what happened. So it just he goes on, and I get to the point where I'm about to start crying because I remember what he looked like 2 nights ago. And I already want to show you. Like I don't even want to finish. I want to show you. So here, let's see.
I haven't taken for therapy.
I shouldn't have
I took my
interrupted. I
first
just started crying and I stopped the whole
steps.
thing. I was like,
I haven't taken so many years.
That's amazing.
I was so fired up. My therapist just went to her knees.
I
She
think
was
I
thanking
skipped the
Jesus.
part.
She would took my first 4 steps.
Wow.
I haven't taken so many years.
That's amazing.
I was so fired up.
That just happened.
My
That
therapist
day,
just went to her
that day on the
knees.
patch, 6 weeks
She was
in,
thanking Jesus
after
she was
37
crying.
years.
And all these other people that were in the therapy room, including some of the other therapists, could not believe their eyes. There was more tears and more happiness than I could ever imagine.
Wow.
I never did think I could ever walk again. I really did. And the devil kind of sits on your shoulders and says, you can do it. But it was not. And this morning I took not 4 steps, but I took 6 steps. I was able to get out of my bed without the Hoyer lift and get up into my wheelchair and be able to actually do it on my own. And Tanan was like, are you kidding me? This is
Amazing.
yes, no, I'm not keeping it secret. I just thought I'd try to see if I could do more. And I was so fired up I could actually transfer into my own wheelchair without the Hoyer.
Wow.
And it doesn't stop there. I had a hole in my ear,
Can you say that
and I
again?
I actually got a hole in my ear. I was up at the hall and they dropped the ladder from about 10 feet, and it sounded like a bomb went off inside the whole hall. And I was only probably 8 feet away when it dropped, and it was so loud that it had blew out my eardrum on my right ear.
Ooh.
I have not heard out of my ear in over 7 years. I heard from my right ear yesterday morning. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I just kind of turned around and says, I heard what you said. She says, what do you mean? Out of my right ear. She says, no. I said, yeah, I did. I heard out of my right ear. So I don't know what this thing is doing to me, but I'm loving every inch of it. It's been a fireball. And there are so many down here. It's like, is that patch still working for you?
Okay.
Got an hour? I've got so much to tell, and even last night I shared with a lot of the people that I took my first steps in so many years that I was just so fired up, and they were just like, and that's because of the patch. I says, it's the only other thing that has changed in my life in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So good Lord answered my prayer to you guys. And
In the
thank you
last
so
2
much, Don,
weeks.
for sharing what you did, because it really, really opened a new level to. When I called my mom and I told her,
Oh.
I heard the loudest hallelujah on that phone. And he was crying and laughing at the same time, because it a thing that she's been praying for a long time.
Mm.
And my wife was here. Boy, what would happen if you got on a stage and had to start talking to people? I says, they're going to get an earful.
Well, Bob, just, I mean, I thought I had heard a lot when I saw Eve, when I heard about Janine's son-in-law going from blind to regaining his sight, and see these kids with seizures, not having seizures. And I was just happy my husband wasn't in as much pain.
So I'm gonna stop that one there, okay? And I'm just gonna pick him up. I'm sorry I got emotional. I should not have stopped
Well,
that.
hold on. I want to unpack what we just heard real quick.
Yeah.
Should we go to the bigger screen or?
Oh, shoot. Yes.
Okay, so reiterate for the audience here on exactly what, like, when I see Bob, I'm just hearing hope again. I'm hearing just, I mean, when someone is in that state of, I never thought I was going to be able to walk again, and he can take his first 4 steps to turn to 6 steps. Therapists all around him crying and celebrating. Just the boldness it took for this family to reach out to Bob, and now his life, it has been forever changed, and he's just gotten his hope back. I think that's the power of this patch and this technology of what it's doing to families, all around right now. And the reason why me and you are so passionate about getting this message out, so passionate about doing these videos and really reaching an audience that hasn't been touched yet, and to really show that this is real, and that this can happen for our loved ones, for people that come to our mind just as we're watching this. And I mean, it's just such a powerful thing of I feel so fortunate, so blessed to even know about this patch, to be able to do this, to get it out, and I mean, unpack some emotions that you had, when just Bob's testimony alone. I know this was very, very close to you, Cody, on this. So kind of just,
Well,
we talked about it. We talked about it yesterday in the last video. So I want you to fire away on yours.
when I came in to watch my first presentation to learn about this, that was the night that was my first night to watch a presentation, was his first night 2 weeks after the patch. So I witnessed that. happened firsthand. And only hours earlier, he took a step. I mean, and if you heard him, he was in so much pain. He almost did not come share that with us. He just didn't think he was going to be able to do it. 2 weeks later, I mean, here we are, and he took those steps. And I think it's because our parents are of that age. We're in that millennial Gen X kind of, our parents are that age. It does hit home. I have friends with kids with autism. My kids go to school with, parents I'm good friends with, and their children with disabilities and whatnot. And that hits me hard. And I have to come off like I'm not trying to sell them something. I want to say, no, you're as smart as I am. I trust you with this information. I can't wait till you've seen it. I mean, I can't wait until you've seen it, because I know what's going to happen. And I just want to be there for that. And that's selfish of me. That is so selfish of me. I want to be there for your win. Yes, I do. Absolutely.
And maybe that's a good segue into tomorrow, in a sense of, come back tomorrow. There's more testimony on that, and we can maybe bring in the autism testimony and how that looks.
Oh, you want the autism tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I am so fascinated. You're giving task will be great.
Give a very teaser introduction on what people can actually see tomorrow.
I can tell you there's doctor's testimony. I can tell you that I'm very interested in the pediatric side, because I have children who are benefiting from this. We have team members with children benefiting from this. And I think if I can find Ashley, she's 22, because we talk to everybody every day. So you got to pick the one. 22-year-old functional autism. She was able to give us her own testimony of how that has literally enabled her for the first time in 22 years to have a conversation. And one of her first conversations was with us, of the patch working, and how she was able to actually communicate with us in that prideful moment that she was actually having for herself with us. Does that make sense? Her growth was, hey, let me show you that I can talk to you normally. Ask me anything. And I just kind of, wow, when you're that self-aware.
Wow.
The stories are mind-blowing. So
that was beautifully said. Thank you for that. And tomorrow, can't wait to actually hear from her. And we'll definitely show that video tomorrow. Most definitely.
I gotta find it. You see, I love.
You will. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
because I watch it all the time, but I don't remember.
Yeah. No, we'll find it. So real quick, explain to the audience exactly, very, very low level, kind of like yesterday on this patch.
So,
and how from a low level of what it's actually doing to be effective.
This patch sends a signal to the brain using phototherapy and your own light from within you. The same, binoculars. I think I said this exactly yesterday, when they your infrared light, it's the same light, reflecting back at you with a coded message, basically, that wakes up dormant stem cells. And over time, it wakes up more and more at a time. I know I was super excited yesterday. I was like, pack on. Yes, every day you use it, it wakes up more of those dormant stem cells. In so doing, it travels throughout healing what it needs to heal. Now, stem cells are smart. Okay, they're the only ones that transform. And as they flow through the body, it goes to what's most vital. Okay, so it's going to start in the brain, and it's going to say, hey, joints are hurting. That's a common one, I think, especially with the physical fitness, because that's your realm right there. It's going to go into those stem cells, which going to go into the stem cells. I got completely lost right there. It's going to go into those joints, because everything is made of stem cells. It's going to go through the bloodstream. It's going to heal everything as it needs to be healed. There's been insane amounts of testimony on the heart, all different kinds of heart. It's reversing aging. And it's just incredible with the testimonies you actually have to see. Like, I can't do it justice. I can pull some and we can watch them and you
Right,
can feel
right,
them and you can see them, but
exactly,
that's
exactly.
deeper than just explaining. It doesn't give it justice. So
Well, so I guess really with the excitement that's going around and what's happening here, if there's any questions, right, that our audience needs to have, we'll have links, right?
yeah.
Explain how we can actually they can actually get a hold of us and
Yeah.
answer any questions, engage a little bit, have some fun little dialogue. Just explain how they can communicate with us in that.
Sure. So as we develop, even with the site right now, we've added a place where you can get the previous presentations, the ones we talk about, or you just want to watch one in general. I typically go back to and refer to yesterday's, but Bob was very specific right now, relevant to yesterday's conversation. But you can learn more. It's an email that goes out to you that will directly connect you to Justin and I, and that is it. This is a very closed system from how it's built. To
So
stick
how do they get that email? What would they need to do?
learn more or fill out that form. You
Fill
can
out the form? Okay.
also, yeah, fill out the form. It's got your phone number, email, name. It's just us, Justin and I. And there is a place on there where you can just put your name in and ask a question and send that in. In fact, just so you know, Justin, Lily asked you a question. My daughter, my oldest daughter, went on the site and wanted to ask you a question. I said, why don't you just text him?
That's awesome.
I was
Yay.
like, oh gosh. So that was pretty funny.
That's cool.
But anyway, did you want to hit on something else, or do you want me to pull up Bob's current where he's at now?
All right, let's see Bob. No, let's see
All right,
Bob where he's at
let's
now.
watch Bob. I want to watch Bob. I'm really excited about Bob.
Oh, I know. This is amazing.
Oh, you
Amazing.
just keep watching too. Everybody, that's the thing. This isn't over. This is just the beginning with him.
It
All right,
is.
can make sure. Can you see my screen right here?
Yes.
We're gonna go with one more story
Hopefully I can get
right
it
now, and then Deanna, if you're there, I'm gonna come back to you a little later in the call. But right now, I want to bring on Bob Terpstra, who many of you guys have heard Bob tell his testimony before, maybe a month ago or so. But there's been even updates and progress in his story. So for those of you that are new, though, I want to introduce to you Bob Terpstra from Donna, Texas. Bob, are you with us?
I sure am. And
Bob?
happy to be here. Happy anniversary to you too.
Thank you, Bob. Well, tell these guys,
This
your
was 2 nights
story.
ago, the one the presentation. This was the presentation.
Well, I
This
can
is why
start
you need to
back
go to the
day
presentations.
one.
This is why everybody needs to go to the
That
presentation.
day was a day from,
You, Justin.
I don't want to ever go back. That morning, I woke up with such intense pain, and I'm talking 9, 10, and so intensive. I've been a C3-4 incomplete quad.
I messed it up yesterday.
That means I can ambulate, but with very, very little movement and hard to walk. That morning, I had so much pain. And with that, I pleaded with God. I says, God, I need help. I just can't go on. There was a town meeting in our park where we're at, and Jan says, well, I hope to see you up there. And I was like, maybe. But I was in my own tears and my own wallowing, and something told me in my prayer, you need to go. Didn't want to, but I did. And it was hard to keep my smile because the pain was so intense. Well, that's when I met Dawn, and Dawn gave me this unbelievable story, and I wanted more of it. So I went to Dawn afterwards, and she patched me up with the X39 and Eon. Didn't really notice a lot right then and there, but she says, I want to talk to you in a couple hours here after the meeting's done. I was like, I'm good. But I says, you know what? If this thing's worked, I don't care what it costs, let's get it done. And so she did. She patched me up. She came over and introduced me to Ice Wave. And to my surprise, she was expecting me, 3 minutes to 30 minutes to 3 days or more. I wouldn't feel anything. In less than 3 minutes, it's like she shut the switch off from my 9 to 10 pain level down to 1 to 2. I started to cry. It was freedom from pain. It just literally changed my whole outlook of life. Continuing on from that, within probably a week or so, I went to therapy. And therapist looked at me and says, something's not quite right here. I'm seeing something different in you. She says, there's a glow about you, but you're reaching for the parallel bars on your own. You stood up as if you just got up out of a chair. And I stood straight up. And it surprised me because I was still expecting to be bent over. I literally towered over her and I was in tears. She says, why are you crying? I'm standing up straight. Well, it doesn't end there. I started to take steps, which I haven't done in a very long time, due to the problems I've been having through surgeries and everything else. I once did walk after my first accident in '87, but that deteriorated fast. Thank goodness for this patch. It has drawn so many good things. I went to my ear doctor. The ear doctor knows that I had a hole in my ear from a blowout from a huge bang. And it's about the size of the end of your finger. He went in there and he told me there's nothing I can do. But he was checking up on it, looked at it. He says, I don't know what you're doing, but your ear hole is almost closed up. It's healing. And he was so baffled on it. I told him it's the patch. And then it went from there. The therapist, my OT, she looked at me and she says, do that again. I says, do what? She says, open your hand. And I have not been able to open my hand in a very long time. She says, can you point? I actually pointed with one finger. Something that was so difficult for
I'm
me
gonna let it run,
because of my
Justin. It's gonna cut
paralysis.
off,
My
but
hands were more
let's
like
just
an
let him
eagle
go.
claw.
Let him
Always
talk.
folded, always in this claw. Not no more. Both hands wide open. I can sing now. I'm a musician and an artist, a national recording artist.
I think it's just important to
I
know,
can
like,
barely
when
sing one
we're hearing a
song because I
voice
would
from
be
this
so out of
man, is
breath.
life is coming back.
Yeah, yeah.
Life is coming back at his 70 years, and he's been out of it for so long. And you just hear this story, and I mean, truly, we can be on here all day long,
Oh yeah.
bleeding into tomorrow with testimonies all day long on what this patch is really doing.
Yep.
Do you want to hit play, or shall we kind of close this thing out for today? What are you thinking?
Well, as long as everybody's got the information they need to know, that they can always call us to see how they can get theirs.
Okay, let's go big screen real quick.
Huh?
Let's go big screen real quick to close it out.
Big screen. Let's go big screen.
Because I want to just kind of say something, because I feel like we're totally doing it like this whole thing an injustice if we don't mention it, with these stories and with these testimonies, how this company's been in business for 20 years. And it's gone in the past 4 years, it's gone from 20 million to 600 million. And that does not happen without this product right here actually working and changing people's lives, just like you heard from Bob. And with that becomes opportunity. And just like this person, all they did was share to Bob to experience this life-changing event in his life. So with that, they shared it and they were able to actually have opportunity from a financial standpoint. And it's really just getting the word out there to the marketplace on what this product does and how it's changing lives. And if so, I want to say that's where Cody, that's where we envision this going. We are actually we're based just on the outskirts of Houston, Texas, and we are building a team and we are planting a flag and we are together getting the word out on this, and we are growing something very, very special. So if that's anything you want to put your eyes on, question, reach out to us, as well as the patch and the questions you have based on the technology, anything like that, kind of what we've talked about already in the video. So really, Cody, I just wanted to kind of share that. I don't know, it was just coming on my heart that, hey, we doing this whole audience an injustice if we didn't share that there actually really is truly life-changing opportunity, whether, whatever. We can talk about that later. I just wanted to kind of share that. So
Well,
yeah.
I'm backing that up 100% because that's why we make this team, because I've got the knowledge and you've got the power, elsewhere, we benefit each other. I just want to tell people, and I forget at the end of the day, oh yeah.
Oh
By
yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
by the
Oh, by
way,
the way. Yeah,
there's a
I know.
reason we want to show you this also. I mean, we do want to get it out there, but we know what we've got our hands on, and we want to help provide all that value as well, which is all on the presentations. I keep forgetting I've seen them all, or I'm seeing them. I've been there, done that. You haven't. We want you to go to the right place to see what we're talking about. But yes, we want you here with us. Like we want to show you what we're doing. We want you to stay involved, and up to date, because the company is growing. Let's talk the money side. We're talking the heartstrings. Let's go ahead and talk the money side, Justin. Bravo Award, 2 years in
Bravo.
a row. I didn't know what that was. I know what that is. The company won 2 years in a row, largest growing. However you want to see it, money.
Largest, fastest growing.
I think the product itself is like, as soon as people realize what this is, I think we'll see some margins changing there.
And it's definitely going to be a household name.
Oh,
People
totally.
are
If you
going to have.
don't have one and you're not living at full capacity,
Yeah.
I mean, if your stem cells are not running at full capacity, I feel like it's going to turn into I don't want it to do that. It's not a fad. This is changing lives. I want everybody on it. I mean, if again, by 30, you're using less than 50% of your stem cells by 30, which means I was already at less than 50, 15 years ago.
Right. Right.
We're aging. And that's at 60, you're using less than 10% of your stem cells. So there's your knowledge base again. When you get cut as a child, you heal pretty quickly, right? When you get cut at 65, 70, you don't heal as quickly, and you're worried about the blood loss. You're worried about oh gosh, and that's kind of the very basic form of saying it's because your stem cells went to sleep a long time ago. And this is going to bring them all, wake them up better than we knew when think about it, at 20 years old. We had to have been somewhere around, still not 100% stem cells.
Right.
I mean, what? We were already 40% down, 30% down. We've never been at 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine? Like when you're, and I
Wow.
feel the zing, when I put it on, I know my body's working. Like I'm self-aware enough to know that. So I mean, what it's doing for people though that really need it, and just, we think of them and then we forget that, hey, there's another aspect to this, a very large one.
Definitely.
Very large
Yeah.
one, lucrative large one. So stay tuned for all that as well. You'll get that in the presentations.
That's right. That's right.
So close it out.
I guess it's I guess that calls it for a good day. Good little presentation, a good little nice, beautiful testimony, beautiful stories happening all around. And any questions or anything like that, people can always reach out to us, right? We kind of explain that.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry
Yeah.
I stopped it and got all emotional. I'm not used to this yet. And I put all my hands on the buttons and I just stopped it. And I was like, what? Like you were all going to have that moment with me. And that was so selfish. I apologize. I'm
Wow,
sorry for
good.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, clearly we get involved. So, and again, also we want to hear from you. So if
Yes.
you've been on this path
Yes.
or or you just have a story of someone, anything, we want to know. I mean, like, come on, show us,
Yeah.
tell us. We'll put you
Yeah.
up, we'll feature you. We'll feature you,
Yeah.
no problem. And this is a Zoom. So if we ever want to maybe do this like regularly and people like the idea and get on and just, I don't want to say just BS about it, but like really just talk, real
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Great idea. I love it.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right, cool.
All right. I'm gonna
Bye, everybody.
peace. I was gonna bye
Peace.
and peace at the same time. So all right, well, we will talk to you soon.